What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's on the left side here. We have Centurion, Fiendsmith going up against Labrynth on the right side here. Before we dive on into for the light combo strap, showing a lot running over the 10K, trying to hit that before the end of the year. It does look pretty slim with only a month left, but we guys just support for that. We are going to be seeing Centurion just pass turn on this. That's not normally what you see, but they are most likely loaded up with the hand traps here. We are going to be seeing the Labrynth player end up going and activating a copy of Chandragolier. Going to be sending one of the trap cards. I'm not sure which one this is, but they're going to activate the Labrynth, and they're going to be flipping the 4 cards face down and just passing turn on this. Looks like it's just trap tricks there. We're going to be seeing the Welcome Labrynth going to be activated, something like a Lovely. And will we see a Big Welcome? We will see Big Welcome activate here. That's going to allow us to summon from the deck and then bounce back. And that's going to bring out a copy of the Lady, bringing back the Lady. And then Lovely's going to be popping one of the cards in their hand, as well as the Chandragolier going to be adding itself back. We do see the Lady being summoned itself out, activating its effects. And are we not popping with Lady here? Or Lovely? We're just going to see them attempt to pass, but they do go draw for turn. Lovely trying to reset the Big Welcome. Chain Imperm on that there. I mean, we could have done Lady effect to set from the deck as well, but it looks like we're not going to do that. We go Battle Phase attack, and then we're going to activate the Chandragolier, sending another card to the graveyard, sending the Welcome Labrynth here. I mean, yeah, we definitely missed the pop of Lovely as well as the Lady being set. I'm not exactly sure. We are only 1 minute in, and we have seen up to now turn 4 with 2 misplays. That's not looking too hot here. But like, what's going on with this hand here? We're going to see Imperm on the Lovely once again. And now we're going to finally chain the Lady, setting a Dominus Impulse. Going to be a very good card against this deck. You see the double Imperm, and we do activate the stand-up Centurion, and that's going to be fine. We're going to be activating the effect, sending another copy of, this is going to be the trap there for the Fiendsmith cards, and we're going to go Welcome. Welcome is going to also going to be popping the stand-up Centurion because we have the Labrynth on the field, and we're just see the Centurion player admit defeat. I mean, yeah, opening up double Imperm, having the Fiendsmith Paradise trap card. Now, there is a combo with it that he is playing, which is why he's playing that card. But, I mean, I don't think that's really that good. Honestly, I think that it's kind of bad, honestly. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just do end up having those bricks in the hand, and it's not going to be super fun. But, yeah, definitely a couple misplays there that we end up seeing from the lab side of things. We did remember the second time, though, which is quite nice, being able to set the Impulse from the deck. But, we could have had 2 Impulses. We could have an Impulse and another trap card. Not that it mattered that much, we are in a simplified game state, but any traps is better than no traps here. Especially when the cards are as powerful as Impulse. Like, those cards are just crazy. We are going to be diving into game 2, hopefully a better game. It's going to be a longer video, so I know it's going to be a better game. And we're going to be Centurion start off once again. And now we're going to start off with a Primula being normal summon, activating the effect, putting it back in the spell and trap card zone. And then we're able to summon out, or place, I should say, the Trudea. Trudea can then summon itself out and then place another one. And that's going to let us search for the stand-up, which then places the other one, my bad. We're going to activate stand-up. Stand-up's going to activate the effect. And it's going to be sending another Trudea to the graveyard here to place the Gargoyle in the spell and trap card zone. We are going to go for is that a full roast here? We're going to go for an Arias there, and they're going to chain Call with the Grave on the Arias. It's going to be that we cannot set the trap that turn. And that's going to be pretty good. It looked like they were trying to go up for one of the traps. I think that they had maybe in one of the Black Goat last. We're going to go up into the new Searcher, searching for the Oath, activating the Oath now. This card's going to be crazy, this level 8. Honestly, just nuts. We're going to place the Atri in the spell and trap card zone. That's going to allow us to have an additional draw here. And we should be going +3 off this combo, if I'm not mistaken. Atri is going to then summon itself out, drawing us a card. And we can draw into all sorts of good cards, especially deck lockdown. That card is going to be single-handedly destroying the deck. And we are going to be seeing them go talents to essentially rip the hand. And we just scoop it up there, not even wanting to show the traps that we have in the hand. So maybe having some juicy traps that we don't want our opponent to see and realized the game's going to be kind of over there. I did think I saw 2 big welcomes, though. And that definitely is not going to be some sort of a secret. We are playing the triple big. But moving on now into Game 3 with quickness. We saw Game 1 kind of being turn 6, I believe it was, Slaughterfest. And now we have Game 2 with just not even one turn. Not even finishing the turn. We just scoop it up rather than the game is going to be lost. Now, interestingly enough, we are playing talents in this deck. I don't know how good that is, especially when we're playing a heavier hand trap. But I mean, it is a hand trap format, so talents can be quite nice, being able to rip the hand or drawing 2 cards. And then also being a good board breaker option as well, in the Game 1. If you do go second, being able to rip one of their cards if they have one of their better monsters. Looking at Fire King or taking even one of their Omni-Aids if they have to negate it. Forcing an interruption can be quite nice. Against Rescue Ace, you have stuff like that. Against Tempai. Normally you're not stealing a Tempai card, but there's a bunch of different times, especially with how important or how powerful these Mulch Armies are. Ashes, stuff like that, being able to kind of rip a hand can be quite nice, and the hand knowledge as well. If your opponent does Mulch Army you, and then you look at their hands, you kind of have knowledge on everything they have, especially the Snake Eyes board, having the Poplar in the hand, having stuff like that. Can be quite nice. Having the Flame Birch. But we're going to be seeing Labrynth going to be going first now into Game 3. Normal Summon with the Ariana. Getting hit with a copy of Imperm. And it doesn't look like they can do very much other than activate an Arias once again. Now it can't be Called by the Grave because it is our turn and they can't activate Called by the Grave. But we're going to be able to set a trap. And we have a Welcome Labrynth in the hand. But also a Trap Tricks that we do opt to set. We're going to activate the Trap Tricks. It's going to now give us access to Big Welcome Labrynth, which we can activate this turn due to the Trap Tricks effect. But this is going to be met here with, I'm pretty sure they have Ash in their hand. Yeah, we're going to see Ash on the Big Welcome Labrynth. Now, this is going to be able to summon out the Arias from the graveyard now. And we do have 2 monsters, but there's not really much that we can go into. Perhaps a Chaos Angel, but there's no really need to do that because we don't have anything to banish. We do opt to go for the Chaos Angel anyways there, okay? And it is going to be made with Dark, so we aren't going to be able to destroy it by battle, I believe. And then we just set 2 cards and pass. I mean, this does also make the Big Welcome in the graveyard kind of live. We do go now for Trudea, and then this could be met with... So I'm going to read it here. As I say, this could be met with a Big Welcome. They're kind of allowing it to be put in the Spell and Trap zone and placing it. Now, maybe we should have done that prior to the activation. We're going to see Primera being placed, and we're going to activate the effect, and that's going to resolve something itself out. Activating it now, and we could go Big Welcome, or we could go Welcome, summon out Lovely, and then Big Welcome, banish, bounce, get Lovely effect to pop an additional card as well. We do see the stand-up going to be added here. And they are taking a second to read the Big Welcomes. And we were thinking on this. Big Welcome is pretty scary, being able to bounce your opponent's cards. It's crazy that that trap has 2 crazy effects in its respective deck, of course. But I do like the traps to have multiple effects. I think that's a really good way to make sure they don't get kind of power crept into the game. Making so they have multiple uses rather than just use them on the field and have them in the graveyard. I really do love Labrynth as a deck itself. I think that it's very well designed. And sometimes the traps are a little bit too broken, like we saw with Eradicator in certain formats. But I think that it's just quite nice being able to have a deck that actually can play in a combo-heavy game. We're going to see Stand Up Centurion activate the effect, sending the Atri to the graveyard to place. And we didn't chain a Big Welcome here. So we're going to see the Gargoyle being placed now. And they're going to take a second to read this one here. I mean, this is getting rid of some of the cards in their hand, so it can be kind of nice for us, but we do have to be a little bit careful. We're going to see the Gargoyle being summoned out, and then we're going to make it become a level 4, I believe. Then we're going to chain the Big Welcome to bounce back. And we do chain the Welcome, summon the Lovely. This is now going to make Lovely being able to trigger its own effect. And we do bounce back the Trudea here. We can't now Synchro Summon because we are not going to be able to Synchro Summon with only one monster we do control. But we are going to destroy the Gargoyle here with that Lovely. So now we kind of got rid of both of those monsters on the field. and left them with kind of nothing. We're going to see a talents to draw 2 more cards. We see a Terraforming and a Lurry being drawn here, but we already have normal summoned. So that's not looking too hot for us. We do see Terraforming search for another stand-up, most likely. We are deck thin. You know, you always want to deck thin your deck, especially when you're going to be passing turn. And they can't really kill you right now. So there's no real reason to kind of not do that. We're going to see a deck lockdown going to be activated, and this card is going to be absolutely crazy against Labrynth. You know, no welcome Labyrinths, no big welcomes, and a whole bunch of problems. We're going to be seeing the lovely set the Trap Tricks here. And, you know, we do have 6,000 damage on board, or 65 here. But they do have the Primera to summon herself out to protect our life points. We normal summon out the Chandragalier here. And we are taking a second to read it, making sure that they can, you know, use the card in the field as well. They're going to take the damage, bringing us down to, I think, 100, if I'm not mistaken. Or pretty damn close. It looks like 100 on the screen there. But they go up into an SP. SP is going to attempt to banish the Primula here. And that's going to be chained, summoning itself out. I wonder why we didn't choose to banish the deck lockdown, though. Maybe they think the deck lockdown hurts them as well, but it does not. Deck lockdown needs to be banned. I hope that they do ban this card. I honestly hate deck lockdown. I've hated it since Unchained days. We're going to normal summon with the Lurry going up now into the Requiem. And actually, this does get hit with the deck lockdown, actually. So I suppose that we are kind of getting hit with that more than we normally would be in Centurion, but we're going to link those 2 away now for an SP maybe of our own. And that's going to attempt to banish the Lovely. We do chain our own SP there, and they're going to chain our own SP, banishing the SPs. So now we're going to be seeing Lovely being banished permanently, and this is going to be quite hard for us to make a comeback from there. Now we only have 100 life points left, though. SPs are going to return, so if we can find a way to beat over that SP, we are going to have game. We do go talents to draw once again. And another deck lockdown was drawn. We're going to go stand up, discarding the deck lockdown. That's going to allow us to now place from the deck. And we see the Trudea. Then we're going to be summoning itself out, activating its effect, allowing us to place itself back in, and then put another card into the spell and trap card zone. Very standard combo line here. Just putting the Trudea once again. So you have access to both of them now. Now we can't synchro summon yet, but during the next turn we potentially could be. We're going to see the SP summon itself back out on both parts over here. And like that, we're going to be seeing Trap Tricks going to be activated in the end phase. Setting a Daruma Cannon, activating the Daruma Cannon here. Now everything's going to go to the graveyard in regard to the SPs, and then we're going to be able to see the effect of Welcome setting itself. Now deck lockdown is still going to be a card that we kind of have to face, but we're also going to be able to add back and summon out the Chandragalier, which can be a normal summon. And then we draw for turn. I think we drew another Chandragalier. And they are thinking on this, like they do have the Trudea and the Primera there to kind of like continue. And we have the level 8 that we have not used to let us add Oath. And like we're doing quite good over here for the Centurion player. Deck Lockdown is definitely a floodgate that is very good against the Labrynth deck. We're going to see the Trudea being summoned, and then the Premier being summoned as well. And then we're going to be able to turn it into a level 8, I believe. And then we're going to be activating the effect of Synchro Summon. And we do chain a Right Braid, which is going to make us go down now to 1 monster. So we now can't Synchro Summon at all. We're going to pass turn on that. Deck Lockdown will finally go away. And now can we kind of play the game? Or will we see another Deck Lockdown being placed immediately? Surely they don't have the third. They already discarded one once. We're going to see a normal summon of a Trudea. Activating the effect. It's going to allow us to grab the Ultra, I believe. It looks like they're one that summoned the token there. But now where do we go? We can go for an Oath. Sure, the whatever the Primera new super, the level 8. We are going to go up into that one there, which is going to let us search for the Oath. Or it's a level 8, so they can't go for it. Right. Completely forgot about that. They have to go for the Legacia here. And Legacia can activate the effect to draw and pop, or just to draw. I thought that it had to do both. And we're going to see the Engraver finally letting us search for a track. So now we're getting our Engraver pieces going, and we're going to activate the effect, putting back the Lurry. So we can actually summon back the Lurry here when we do go for the track, send Lurry. But we only have... We have the Requiem still in the graveyard, so it's not going to do that much for us unless we're going to go up into a sequence to let us go up into that Desiree. But it's not looking too good here for Labrynth. They're just kind of sitting here. They have a Welcome Labrynth set, and then the Chandragolier in their hand. But we're going to see Requiem going to equip, and then we're going to be activating the effect to let us summon a token. All they have to do is just deal a little bit of damage. Now we're going to Synchro Summon into the Chaos Angel, banishing the Welcome. We do chain the Welcome Labrynth now. But the Welcome Labrynth is going to get banished off of that Chaos Angel anyways here. It does get banished, so we won't be able to reset it. That is a misplay as well. Now we're going to go for track search for Lurry, discarding the Lurry, summoning out the Lurry here. And then Lurry's going to be able to summon itself back out. And we link away now for a sequence. We have a Chaos Angel in our graveyard now, which is going to be pretty scary if our opponent can get 2 monsters on the field. That's going to give them access to a Dark Charmer, and Dark can actually just take the Chaos Angel and banish the card. So they are going to go for the sequence, and they're going to activate the sequence. But they chain an Impulse, which is going to allow us to chain Lady now to set a trap as well. Having the Impulse in the hand is huge here. Setting the big Welcome, that's insane. Also destroying the sequence because we have many traps in our grave, but... yeah, what a power play. Should have gone battle phase first. I can't believe we actually just did that. We're going to be seeing the stand-up going to be sending the Failings to the graveyard. I can't believe that actually just happened. The fact that we let ourselves set a trap from the deck, like all we have to do is go battle phase, beat over it first. Then we're going to go battle phase, Legacia, attack into the Lady, dealing us 500, which is not going to be enough. You know, we have access now to to the to a dark line. So we're going to see during the end phase, Achi's going to attach or being placed in the Spell and Trapper zone, which can give us a draw here, but it's not going to be enough. We're going to take a second to look in the graveyard, and do we notice the Chaos Angel in the dark? It is a dark, and they are noticing it. Okay. Do they see the line? We're going to go for Big Welcome. Summon out the lady, bouncing the lady back to the hand. Activating the lady, summon itself out. And then we normal summon out the Chandragolier. And I think we do see the line here. Link away those into a dark. Dark can activate the effect, taking the Chaos Angel. They are looking in it. They're like, yeah. And do we have anything to stop that? They're going to chain the Achi, but we have the Impulse once again. Oh my gosh. Holy, that's going to essentially stop it there. That's going to be the game-winning card here. Impulse going crazy. And then we end up taking the Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is going to activate the effect, and we do chain Cobble the Grave on our Chaos Angel. But we can go for a Typhon. Typhon can then bounce back the Legacia, and we have nothing here. And the Arch going to pass, and we see Labrynth end up taking the win there. That Call by the Grave on the Chaos Angel to then just go into a Typhon was huge here. We see Labrynth end up taking the win there in a crazy way. I'm so glad we got to see that. We did see a little bit of misplays in the start of the game, but definitely the end of the game made up for it there. The gameplay was just insanely huge. Keeping the impulses in the hand, making this be able to activate that, destroying the cards anyways, but having our opponent have no idea what we have is just huge here. Impulse is such a crazy card. I don't know how long this card is going to be legal for. I think it should be banned myself immediately. But regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, see more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.